Hello, everybody, and welcome to KBC's Daily Bible Study, looking at characters from the Bible. And today we're looking at a very interesting character called Legion from Mark 5, verses 1 to 20. And I'm going to read this one to you. I know sometimes people say, "Oh, go and read it," but I'm going to read this one to you. It's such a great story. So, reading from verses 1 from Mark 5, they went across the lake to the region of the Gerasenes. When Jesus got out of the boat, a man with an impure spirit came from the tombs to meet him. This man lived in the tombs, and no one could bind him any more, not even with a chain. For he had often been chained and hand and foot, but tore the chains apart and broke the irons on his feet. No one was strong enough to subdue him. Night and day, among the tombs and in the hills, he would cry out and cut himself with stones. When he saw Jesus from a distance, he ran and fell on his knees in front of him. He shouted at the top of his voice, "What do you want with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High God? In God's name, don't torture me." For Jesus had said to him, "Come out of this man, you impure spirit." Then Jesus asked him, "What is your name?" "My name is Legion," he replied, "for we are many." And he begged Jesus again and again not to send them out of the area. A large herd of pigs were feeding on the nearby hillside, and the demons begged Jesus, "Send us among the pigs, allow us to go into them." He gave permission, and the impure spirits came out and went into the pigs. And the herd, about 2,000 in number, rushed down the steep bank into the lake and were drowned. Those tending the pigs ran off and reported this in the town and countryside, and the people went out to see what happened. When they came to Jesus, they saw the man who had been possessed by the legion of demons sitting there, dressed and in his right mind, and they were afraid. Those who had seen it told the people what had happened to the demon-possessed man and told about the pigs as well. Then the people began to plead with Jesus to leave their region. As Jesus was getting into the boat, the man who had been demon-possessed begged to go with him, and Jesus did not let him, but said, "Go home to your own people and tell them how much the Lord has done for you and how he has had mercy on you." So the man went away and began to tell in the Decapolis how much Jesus had done for him. And all the people were amazed. I bet they were. Anyway, I listened to a message by Gerard Kelly once on this passage, and he said that he thought that Jesus had allowed the demons to go into the pigs as a way of kind of providing a definite sign that the man was rid of them. Otherwise, they might not believe it. They might not accept him back into their community because of what he had been. I thought that was an interesting observation. And this is certainly one of the most dramatic healings or deliverances that Jesus did. What is noteworthy is that Jesus had gone completely out of his way to meet this man. It's well off his normal beat. There's deep in Gentile territory here. The presence of pigs, for a start, sort of make that clear. We don't find pigs in Jewish areas, do we? They were considered unclean animals. So Jesus was showing us that his grace and his activity in the world was not limited to the Jewish people. It was for all the world. But for this little community, the deliverance was not just for the man, but was for all of them as well. Because, life was on hold, really, in that area. People were so afraid of him. He was so out of control. They must have feared for going out. Normal life was kind of impossible. This is a scary guy. He was unnaturally strong. He could break chains with his bare hands. He ran around naked, living amongst the dead in the tombs. He self-harmed. He cried out day and night. Really unpredictable. And then suddenly, one day, he was completely healed. And there he was, clothed and in his right mind. You can forgive them if they didn't quite take it in straight away and even have the courage to approach him. But if it wasn't for the pig farmers with an amazing story to tell, they might never have done that. So they all came out to see for themselves. And it was just as the pig farmers said. There he was. And they were amazed. They were actually a little bit afraid as well. I think Gerard Kelly was right. Jesus had done it that way so that the people would believe, yes, he has been delivered. And he can come back to the community. And bless him. All he wanted to do was to go with Jesus. After all, he delivered him. He wanted to be with him. But no, Jesus said that it'd be far more effective if he told his story amongst the people of his own town. where he lived. And Jesus knew the most powerful testimony to the goodness of God is a transformed life. That's what the writer of our devotional highlights. He knew that the man formerly known as Legion, and probably would be renamed then, would never stay quiet about what happened. The people of that town who had asked Jesus to leave, well, once they'd fully grasped who Jesus was, they would be asking where he was and wanting to see more. The writer of our devotional, Carl Beach, says that the problem with us is that we too often stay quiet about what God has done in our lives. Even those of us who've had a dramatic encounter with God have a tendency to be rather shy about it and keep it to ourselves. He quotes Henry Ward Beach, who said, "If you want your neighbour to know what Christ will do for him or her, let your neighbour see what Christ has done for you." The man in this story became an overspill of passion for the kingdom of God because his life had been touched by the power of Jesus. And that's what witnessing is all about. It's an overspill. And the writer leaves us with these questions. How ready are you to share your experience of God's goodness? Take 5 minutes now to look back over what God has done for you. Then think and pray about how you can share some of that with one of your friends or neighbours. Well, thank you for listening. God bless. See you soon. Bye for now.